Welcome to We Learn. This is session number 7 on software project management. In this session, we are going to cover topics are introduction to project management, introduction project monitoring and control. Why do we monitor? What do we monitor? When do we monitor? Where do we monitor? How do we monitor? Project control cycle and technique for monitoring and control. Under this we will cover the EVA and critical ratio. First, with starting with the basic introduction on the project monitoring and control. What is the meaning here of the monitoring? Monitoring is here collecting, recording and reporting information concerning project performance that the project manager and others wish to know. जैसे कि मॉनिटर्स के अंदर आप हर कुछ टाइम पीरियड वाइज कोई भी टास्क जो हम कोई एक मैनेजर किसी एम्प्लॉय को देता है और उसको पर्टिकुलर डेडलाइन दी हुई है और उनको हर पर्टिकुलर टाइम इंटरवल पे वो चेक कर रहे हैं कितना कंप्लीट हुआ है, क्या हमारी अभी तक टारगेट अचीव हुआ है, उसको हम मीन्स कलेक्ट करते हैं इन्फॉर्मेशन हर कुछ पर्टिकुलर टाइम इंटरवल में. दैट इज अ मॉनिटरिंग मीन्स कलेक्टिंग सम इंफॉर्मेशन दैट इज टू आवर टास्क इज गिवन, रिकॉर्डिंग, reporting information. These are the come under the points of monitoring. And if there is some problem arise and how do you manage that the task is totally should be achieved in the within time period, that is come under the controlling also. Controlling use data from monitor activity to bring actual performance to plan performance. हमारे को अपनी टास्क को प्रॉपरली मेंटेन करने के लिए एट अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम पीरियड फिनिश करने के लिए रिसोर्सेज मैनेज करने के लिए कंट्रोलिंग रिक्वायर्ड होता है. दैट इज बेस्ड ऑन द मॉनिटरिंग. आपका डाटा आपके रिसोर्सेज एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू प्लान वर्क हो रहे हैं या नहीं. अगर वहाँ पे कुछ कमी है तो देन हाउ वी डू इट टू मेंटेन द डाटा इन द एंड टू मेंटेन द प्रोजेक्ट इन द लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ रिसोर्सेज and the very time is to be limited. The main thing is to be controlling, that is done by the project management. And here the some controlling point questions are arise like why do we monitor, what do we monitor, when do we monitor, where to monitor and how do we monitor. वाई डू वी मॉनिटर मीन्स जैसे कि आपको पता है कि मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं क्यों. जैसे कि हमें पता है कि हमें जो टारगेट अचीव करना है, जो हमारा गोल है उसको अचीव करने के लिए हमें हर इक्वल इंटरवल और टाइम पे चेक करना होता है हमें परफॉर्मेंस क्या है, ताकि हम उस टाइम पीरियड में अपने टारगेट अचीव कर पाएंगे या नहीं. तो दैट इज सिंपली बिकॉज वी नो दैट द थिंग डोंट ऑलवेज गो अकॉर्डिंग टू द प्लान. जो हमारे प्लान किया है एग्जैक्टली अगर हम उसको नहीं मॉनिटर करेंगे तो दैट इज नॉट एबल टू वी विल अचीव फाइनली ऑन दैट टाइम. So no matter how much we prepare, that is to be we need to be checked. So to detect and react appropriately to deviations and changes to the plan. हमारे plan के according कुछ कमियाँ आ रही हैं तो how we control it and to manage to achieve the target. That's why we do the monitor. What do we monitor? हमें क्या monitor करना चाहिए? That is the main, that is human resources and you can say space, machines and material, money. That is also you can say in the term of space, time, task, quality of technical performance. These are come under the same thing. That is very necessary to check at interval time that you are getting fulfillment of this or there is something lacking, so that you can easily improve it to complete the task. What do we monitor? Also contain there are some input, money, resources, material usage, task, quality technical performance that gives some output, progress, cost, job start, job completion, engineering design changing and variation order. These are the main thing that we monitor in every interval of the time and to make the proper to achieve the target. Here the when do we monitor, कब हमें करनी चाहिए. This is the end of the project and continuously, regularly, logically, while there is still time to react as soon as possible, at task completion, at pre-planned decision points, and that is milestone. The end of project, अगर हम end of project करेंगे तो you know हमारे को जो task achieve करना था वो project end पे नहीं हुआ, then we also get some loss of amount and we get very disappointed by the customer also. So it's very necessary कि हम project खत्म होने से पहले हर time interval पे check करें. क्या हमें continuously check करना चाहिए या रेगुलरली चेक करना चाहिए, पर्टिकुलरली लॉजिकली आप चेक कर रहे हैं. ये सब चीज़ें फैक्टर इफेक्ट करता है कि आप किस टाइम के अकॉर्डिंग आप कैसे चेक कर रहे हैं. सो इफ़ यू चेक इज एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम इंटरवल पे आप चेक कर रहे हैं वेदर वाइल देयर इज स्टिल टाइम टू रिएक्ट एंड आप कब उसके अकॉर्डिंग एक्शंस ले रहे हैं एज सुन एज पॉसिबल कर रहे हैं एंड अ टास्क कंप्लीशन पे ले रहे हैं, प्री प्लान डिसीजन के अकॉर्डिंग आप चल रहे हैं. दिस आर थिंग द पॉइंट मैटर अकॉर्डिंग टू व्हेन आर यू मॉनिटरिंग. Where do we monitor? Here are the at the head office, at the site office, on the spot, and depends on the situation and the words. Like हेड ऑफिस द मेन डिपार्टमेंट के आप लेवल पे आप मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं या पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट पे कर रहे हैं या किसी ऑन द स्पॉट आप कर रहे हैं या पर्टिकुलर कोई सिचुएशन ऐसे अराइज होती है तब उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप मॉनिटर करते हैं. नाउ हाउ डू वी मॉनिटर? देयर आर द थ्रू सम मीटिंग with clients, parties involved in project like contractor and suppliers, for schedule update CPA, that is the some chart that I already discussed with you in the previous session, part chart, Gantt chart. This was the way of which tell you about the scheduling. Through this you can monitor using earned value analysis that we will cover in next topic. Calculate the critical ratio, milestones, reports, test and inspections, delivery or staggered delivery, PMIS, that is project management information system updating. So these are the way through which you can easily monitor your report and the project was going to schedule or not. The meeting are the some monitoring issues, that what problem do you have and what is being done to correct them. Meeting can be conducted by making some group of the managers and the people who are working on the project. What the point, the question these are that we discuss in the meeting. What problem do you have and what is the being done to correct them? What problems do you anticipate in the future? Do you need any resources you do not yet have? Don't you have yet? And do you need information you do not have yet? Do you know anything that will give you schedule difficulties? Any possibility your task will finish early or late? Will your task be completed under and over on budget? These are the this is the project control cycle that you can control your project. One first is there is the plan, and you monitor according to the plan. The plan, you make some specification, project schedule, project budget, resource plan, vendor contract. These are the things that we need to plan. And then after that when the plan is done successfully, we start the project. We need to be monitor, as we discussed. The monitor, we need to record status, report progress and report cost. Then after that we make the compare actually what we plan we are getting according to it, or the something is lacking here, the actual status against the plan. This means आप चेक करें जो हमने प्लान किया था उसके अकॉर्डिंग हमें रिजल्ट मिल रहा है या नहीं. दैट यू कैन मेन बाय द शेड्यूल एंड कॉस्ट ऑल्सो. if there is something lacking in here, that means you are not getting plan what you think before the start. And after, if you go there is something problem that you can make correct, so by taking action you can correct the deviation from the plan and replan as necessary. In the project control, there is a control process and activity need to correct deviation from the plan. जैसे बताया था आपको प्रीवियस साइकिल में कि अगर आपके कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, कुछ आपका प्रॉपर्ली वर्क नहीं है, तो आप दोबारा उसके अकॉर्डिंग एक्शन लेके प्लान करेंगे, दोबारा उसको कंट्रोल में लेंगे. Control the triple that constraint are the main thing. The main in control are the time, cost and performance. These things make a control. अगर आपका टाइम पे वर्क हो रहा है, टाइम शेड्यूल प्रॉपर है, आपकी कॉस्ट जो बजट डिसाइडेड है और उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपका वर्क चल रहा है, एंड परफॉर्मेंस इज ऑल्सो गेटिंग द गुड, दैट दिस थिंग आर द कंट्रोल. There are some technique for monitoring and control are the two things. One is the earned value analysis and critical ratio. Earned value analysis is here. In the earned value analysis of the time and effort spent on the software project. First, I would like to tell you in the earned value analysis we use some calculation effort like we previously done in the previous session to take out the effort. Similarly, in the earned value we use some software to take out the exactly value. Here we use these terms in the earned value analysis. The basic measures for the earned value are the budgeted cost of work, that is in the short we use BCW. The estimated effort of each work task can be calculated through it. Here the budget cost of work schedule, that is BCWS, that is work schedule, and the schedule of the sum of estimated effort of various time can calculate through it. And the budget at completion, that is BAC, that estimate for the total effort for the project. Planned value, that is the percentage of total estimated effort that is assigned to a particular work task, that PV that we can calculate through the BCW and divided by BAC, that previously term we discussed here. Budgeted cost of work performed, that is BCWP, the sum of the estimated effort for work tasks that have been completed up a specific time. पर्टिकुलर टाइम पीरियड में आपने कितना वर्क कंप्लीट किया है, उसकी कॉस्ट क्या है. सो दिस वी कैन कैलकुलेट BCWP. एंड एक्चुअल कॉस्ट ऑफ वर्क परफॉर्म is the sum of the actual effort for the work task that have been completed. This was the term that we used in the earned value analysis. This is the example that is taken to check the earned value analysis. Here taken EV is calculated through the BCWP and divided by BAC value. And if a schedule perform is the SPI, means taken the value compared by the 1. अगर आपकी वैल्यू इसमें greater than 1 आती है, that is on schedule and this is on better. अगर less than 1 आती है, that is not a schedule. So this is the value by taken out calculation. The values come in under this thing. You calculate the आपका schedule better चल रहा है या नहीं. Schedule variance can be calculated by this formula, that BCWP and BCWS, that tell you ahead of the behind schedule. So these were the term that you already given in the equation, and you can calculate then schedule variance. The cost of performance index, that CPI, that can be calculated by the BCWP and divided by ACWP. अगर आपकी उसकी वैल्यू लेस देन 1 आती है, दैट मीन कॉस्ट ओवररन है, एंड इक्वल टू 1 आती है, दैट मीन ऑन ट्रैक है. अगर ग्रेटर टू 1 आती है, दैट इज कॉस्ट सेविंग है. Cost variance, that can be again calculated by this equation. Now there are some error tracking need to be here. The keeping track of the number of error, keeping track of inter error time. Error rate is equal to 1 of inter error time. Here the inter error time is given here. Suppose they categorize in the this in 1, 2, 3 and 4 given here. If 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that is categorized according to the value calculated in the previous formula, and we calculate the error rate by this table. Next is the critical ratio. Next is the critical ratio. Before to discuss this slide, I would like to tell you about the critical ratio. Is an index used by the project manager. Critical ratio is an index that is used by project managers as a tool to determine the status of the task, and the value of 1.0, that's in previously like हमने अभी EVA में इसमें कैलकुलेट यूज करा था ऑन वैल्यू एनालिसिस में. जैसे हमने वैल्यूज कंसीडर की थी 1 to 1 से लेस देन है, तो हमारी क्या कंडीशन है. सिमिलरली हियर आल्सो टेकन हियर 1.0, दैट मीन्स वैल्यू ऑफ लेस देन 1.0, दैट मीन्स बिहाइंड, and then 1.0 means ahead of schedule. To compute the critical ratio, divide the time to schedule completion by the time expected to finish it, and that will be help to project manager to turn analysis, but will also help determine if budgeting changes are needed due to the resources, and reallocation or changes on the project if it is behind or ahead of schedule. So this slide से जैसे कि हमें अगर शेड्यूल के कितना पीछे चल रहा है, कितना टारगेट अचीव है, कितना कंप्लीशन पे है, थ्रू दिस वी कैन इजिली कैलकुलेट हियर. This is the some time, especially a large project, it may be worthwhile to calculating set of critical ratio of all project activity. इसको हम कैलकुलेट रेशियो जो हम कर सकते हैं, दैट इज एक्चुअल प्रोग्रेस, शेड्यूल प्रोग्रेस को हम इनटू करते हैं बजटेड कॉस्ट टू एक्चुअल कॉस्ट से. So this ratio of the every one, that is probability to on the target, and the further away from one, that is ratio more we may need to investigate. This is the example that we taken is the activities categorized in A, B, C, D, E, and this is the progress report according to days. This is schedule program. This is the budget cost, and this is actual cost. This is the CR that we calculate in the previous formula that we decided here. with the formula is given here, actual progress into the budget cost. To this we calculate this critical ratio, and after that we see the come under which activity, that is for the categorized. If your critical ratio come under A, B, C, D, E, then the result you will get like this, that can be scheduled and the below budget if you come at A, while so good continuing concern, so that can be behind schedule but with below budget is act C, that can be budget for physical progress lagging, that is act E, and can be scheduled but cost running higher than the budget, that act D, and on budget ahead of schedule, that is act B. That's it. Now this is some exercise that you can do it by yourself, that why monitoring is necessary in project management and what are the techniques which help to control the project. This is all about of today's session. We are now winding up here. Thank you so much. Happy learning. We learning.